channel is sponsored by Great Bay Outfitters. Great Bay Outfitters is a waterfront kayak shop located near Great Bay. They are New Jersey's #1 volume dealer of Old Town kayaks. Great Bay Outfitters specializes in fishing kayaks and offers demos, rentals, repair, rigging, and a full assortment of PFDs, dry suits, motors, paddles, and accessories from many major brands.
What is up, everyone? Today I'm out and about in between thunderstorms. Seems like the general theme for this week. I've been out, this will be my 4th trip in 5 days, and for the last 5 straight days we've had like horrendous rain, rolling thunderstorms, just kind of not great conditions. But right now, storm just rolled through about 30 minutes ago, and the next one's like an hour and a half away, so it's kind of pristine right now. Actually a little too pristine, I guess you would say, like, because the gnats are out. But today's video is all about sheepshead fishing. So I have 4 different rigs set up. Let's see what ones work. All right, so let's get this party started. This is day 4 of 5 days out of the week that I've been out fishing. Fishing has been really good, so I've been trying my best to strike while the iron's hot. Sheepshead could be real. I don't know how to describe them. I guess you could say boom or bust where we are. There are times where they're on and they're feeding like you couldn't believe, and then there's times where you really got to work for them. And this this week has been the best weeks as of yet. Keeping count, I'm over 40 total sheep in the last 4 days. Now granted, 2 of those days I had 35 fish total, but trying to strike while the iron's hot. I still think they're here, and I kind of want to hammer them while they're here, because they're not usually here the majority of the summer. Once the water gets really warm, they start to move elsewhere. There we go. That's got to be a sheep. Yeah, that's got to be a sheep. Close but no cigar. Yeah, sheepshead, hell yeah. All right. That's a good feeling. That's actually not a bad one either for this area, this time of year. It's no double-digit monster, but I'll take that fish 7 days out of the week, man. Beauty, man. I think I got our first oyster toad of the year. If it's not an oyster toad, I don't know what it is. Yep. Our long lost friend, the oyster toadfish. Ah, man. He was not getting away. There we go. First oyster of the year. There's a fish. Didn't know if he had it or not. It like almost grabbed onto it. Like, if I lose this fish, I won't be surprised, because it didn't feel like the fish had it in its mouth completely. It just felt like it just kind of held it. And I've seen that on film sometimes, where these fish will just kind of mouth it rather than just inhale it. That was a Very strange sheep hit slash fight. And fight, honestly. Kind of a real slow fight to him. Now we're cooking. For a minute, man, it felt like this was gonna be a baby tog type of day. That one was lodged right in the corner. Oh man. There we go. Alright. Healthy little pup. Got the buck teeth. There we go. Oh yeah. That's a nicer one. Just trying to get him out of that structure. And he's trying to run me back into it. Smart fish. I think this is not a huge sheepshead, but I think it's a nicer one than what we've seen today. Grant, we only have two to really compare it to. Might be a striper, honestly. Although it's running much like a sheepshead would, but you never know. Yeah, I think it's a sheepshead. Shoo. This week has told me I need to do some service on my reels, man. That my drag sounds rough. It is not as smooth as it should be. Yes, this actually might be a striper. I don't know. This may run that, or it's a bigger sheep. Usually the bigger sheep, like, yeah, it's got to be a striper. I would assume. I haven't even reached for my net yet because I don't think this fish is anywhere near done. If this is a sheep, man, it's definitely going to be the hardest fighting one I've caught all year. And I got my drag pretty tight, man. And I'm afraid to tighten it anymore because of the light line I'm using. Oh, that's a big sheep. Wow. That's a good sheepshead. That is a really nice sheepshead. And what's crazy, I've had one up to 24.5 inches this summer. And this one, which is definitely not 24.5, gave me a way better fight. Crazy. That's a nice sheepshead, man. All right, let's get this big guy back in. I think he's gonna be ready to go in about a second. Usually they need a few seconds. Yep, as soon as he moves them fins, I knew he was good. I know there's fish on this piling because last drop something picked off my fiddler. Oh, there it is. Oh, man. I knew it. Called it. Knew there was a fish there. And he got me good. Fresh Fiddler on. I've been cracking the shell. Most times I honestly don't with Fiddlers, but with the water being extremely dirty, I figured it can't hurt with getting scent in the water and maybe helping that fish locate that crab a little bit easier. I mean, sheepshead are visual feeders, but they definitely can't resist a freshly cracked crab. Oh, there he is. There we go, got him that time. That first 5 seconds, man, of trying to get him off that piling, I always hold my breath in that sense, because I feel like you know in the first 5-10 seconds if you have that fish hooked, then you're gonna get them out. There's been times, man, when those fish just run straight into that piling and you could feel the weight of the jig getting pulled against the piling, and it's just so disheartening, man. But that's fishing for you. Especially, I say it all the time, fishing next to structure like we are, it's like playing next to a hot stove. Every once in a while you're gonna get burned, and it's just kind of part of the game. Man, that fish was not getting away. I need the pliers for that one, just so I expedite releasing them. Ooh. There we go. All right, let's get this little sheep back in. There we go. Got them off. Doing the death spin, man. That's what happens when you got the wind and tide against each other. But at least I'm off the structure. Not a big guy. Same about cookie cutter. But I am gonna net them just to. I noticed they're a little more docile once you net them, opposed to if I just slam them in the kayak with bare feet, man, because then they start flopping around and that's when bad things happen. I had one stick me in the shin the other day, and man, when I say my leg like blew up a bump. All right, I think that's number 5 on the day. Now I have mud crabs and Asian shore crabs as well as frozen sand fleas, but I spent the time catching these, so I'm gonna use them. They're also if I had to compare them to the Asian shores and the mud crabs, they're a little bit harder in my opinion to keep alive for a lengthy period of time. Not saying I've kept them for, you know, I would say decent periods of time, but it's a little bit trickier, and with the heat wave we have coming this week, I don't want to bring them inside my house, and I don't want to leave them outside to bake, so I kind of want to use what I have of them first, and then, you know, if we have some left over, we just let them go and just catch fresh ones the next time. The mud crabs, I could keep them in this little bucket with like a wet, damp washcloth, and they won't harm nothing. And they'll stay for weeks as long as you keep them damp and keep them cool. Gonna try this piling up ahead. See if anything's on this one. There's a lot more current right here though, which isn't a bad thing for sheepshead because they're pretty resistant to heavy current. It's the knocker rig that I'm fishing that's about 1/8 of an ounce. Oh yeah, there's a fish there. Oh, and he pulled me into the structure. Son of a gun. There was one right there. Got me good. All right, let's see if I can get him on this one. There we go, got him that time. That might be a tog though. Nah, yep. Had that weird head shake. That telltale tog head shake.